PCB Way, prototype the easy way. When you shop with these guys, you can get PCBs, 10 pieces for $5. You also get fast turnaround times. You get CNC machining, 3D printing, sheet metal fab, injection molding. I myself love the 3D printing service. You upload your CAD file, choose your materials, and in 2 to 3 business days, your part is on its way. Thank you, PCB Way, for sponsoring this video. All right, guys, so this video is going to be a little bit different. This will be for my 3D printing friends out there. So this is a filament connector. Some of you may have seen it. It's from Sunlu. I'm not being sponsored by these guys. I pay for this by myself, and I've always wanted to try it. One of the first things I want to tell you, if you're going to order it, I don't know what happened to my order. It took almost 2.5 months for it to get here. Granted, it does have to come from China, but still, 2.5 months. Holy mackerel. I almost forgot about it until it showed up. But I figured I'd make a video showing you guys how this works. Let's crack it open. And I've never even taken it out of the thing yet. So here's the instructions. Pretty basic. I've seen many videos on this, so I kind of know how it works. I don't think I'm really going to need that. And then here is the unit. And then in here, these are consumables. So you use these are PTFE tubes that you put the 2 ends of the filament in, and it heats up around it, and then you cut it off. There's a little cutter in the back of the unit. So it's a one-time use thing. And this is the power connector. Oh shoot, I'm gonna need to get a USB, I'm gonna need to get a whatchamacallit to power it up. Let's see what it looks like. I've never even taken this out. So that's how it goes. So here's the cutter in the back. So the cutter is down inside there. And when you press it down, it pushes it down in there. This is where you put the tube, you put it down in there. And yeah, so let me go and get a USB thing so I can plug it in. And we'll try to connect these 2 spools. I have a ton of filament that is at this stage, you know what I mean, where it's like barely any filament on there. And I know you're supposed to cut these at an angle. I don't know if you can see that. Probably not, it's probably blurry. But you cut it at an angle so when you put it in, the 2 angles meet. Anyway, let me put you on pause. All right, so I was freaking out a little bit because I plugged it in and it wasn't working. Then I remembered seeing something on one of the videos that the brick that you use, or the USB adapter, power adapter, has to be a minimum of 5 volts, but it has to be 2 amps, and most of them are like 1 point something. But I've got it now. I don't know if you can even see the, but it's got to heat up. So right now I have it set for PLA. I don't know if you can see that. It's heating up, 154, 156, and they claim 185 is the optimal temperature for PLA, I guess. So let's grab one of these. Come on. All right. Got to grab one of these PTFE tubes. So it's up to 83 now. So let me lift this guy up. And then you gotta, and it's supposed to beep when it's done. It's like 5 seconds or something. Yeah. I haven't even done it yet. Calm down. All right. Let's get this guy here. All right. I gotta see where the cut is because I have to put it in there exactly how the cut is, I think it's like that. There it goes. And then you're supposed to, oh, I didn't do it right. Okay. Let me get it set up again, and I'll bring you guys back. Stay tuned. All right. You're also supposed to push on it at the same time. This is kind of hard to do. Okay, let me push it in there. Wait a minute. You put it in there. Nope, didn't work. All right. You know what I'm going to do? I am going to cut like this so I don't have to deal with that. And I also have to straighten this out a little bit because they're really kind of all over the place. Let me straighten this out. Okay. Not going to use that. Yeah, let me do that. Let me take a piece of this and then a piece of this. I'll worry about trying to do the full spools later on once I get it down, or I can figure out how to do this. All right. Let me straighten this out. Okay, so now let's cut this on an angle. Cut this guy on an angle. And so it's supposed to go together like this. Yeah. So let's get this in there. Okay. There it goes. All right, now. And they say you're supposed to push on it a little bit. And now we'll just let it cool. Let it cool a little bit. And because this is so small, I could probably just pull this right off. But I really don't want to. I want to use the cutter. And you're supposed to put this in here like this. Like that. And that's supposed to cut it. Oh, it didn't cut it, but wow, it did. Wow, it did a good job. Look at that. That's not too bad. And then you could probably, yeah, that really sealed it good. And these are two completely different filaments. Wow, that did a really good job. Of course, I just bent it right there, so I messed it up. But yeah, okay. The cutter thing didn't work. Let me try that cutter thing again. Or maybe it did work and I just didn't. Oh yeah, it did cut it. But it's really hard to see. I want to try it again, but this time with the cutter. Here, I've got some of that crap that they give you when you buy your, when you buy a 3D printer, they give you those wannabe rolls. Okay. Straightening it out. I think straightening it out is one of the most important things because it's got to be able to sit in there nice and straight. And of course, cutting it on that angle is also, so there's that angle. Let's get another tube here. They give you 200 of these pieces, and again, I'm not being sponsored by these guys. I paid with my own money. Took forever to get here. Okay. 185 seems to be the right temp. Okay, let's put that in there like that. There we go. You kind of push them together as you're doing it. And I can actually feel them merging. And then when it's done, it beeps. So now let's try to put it in the cutter. Oh, I didn't let it cool down enough. All right, but I can still reuse these. You can, in fact, reuse these. If you're doing two really short pieces, you can slide it off, or you can unreel the thing, but that doesn't seem realistic. Let me try and do it again with this guy, because I want to try cutting it to see if that works with the cutter that's built in back here. Okay, let's cut this on an angle. Slide that guy in there. Slide this guy in here. There we go. All right, let's let that cool for a little bit. Yeah, so the key thing is, because when I first plugged this in, I plugged it into one of those little small little square Apple bricks, and I was getting the power button, but that's all I was getting. I wasn't getting any of the display, and I'm like, oh, don't tell me they sent me a bad one. I was like, no way, man. And then I remembered seeing a YouTube video saying that it has to be 2 amps. And yeah, and then I looked on here, and sure enough, they talk about it having to have, yeah, here it is, 5 volts, 2 amps. Standby current is 15 milliamps. Working current is 2 amps. Filament diameter 1.75 plus or minus 0.03 millimeters. You get 200 pieces of the FTFE tube. All right, I think this should be good by now. So let's try and put it in the cutter. Oh, let me get it in there. Okay, that's supposed to cut it. I don't know where it's supposed to cut it. I don't see it. All right, well, that one slid off, but that's a good connection. In fact, I can't even see where it connected. Oh, right here. Right there is where it connected. Man, that did a really good job. I am really surprised. I really didn't think this was going to work that well. And of course, there's a little bump there, so you can take like some sandpaper and smooth it down so it'll go through the PTFE tube on your 3D printer. But that works really good. This is really strong. I mean, I'm pulling on that. And again, I'm not trying to endorse these guys. I don't know them from Adam. And anyway, you can hit the plus, or you can hit this guy here, PLA, ABS, PETG, PA, PCL, and then back to PLA. I think it'll automatically stop doing what it's doing. Yeah, there it goes. So let me see if I can get these two big guys together. It's a real pain in the ass trying to do it with these. But I want to do it with these two because that's the whole purpose of this thing. So let me cut this on an angle. That's a good angle. And let me undo this. It's all caught up in there. Right, get this crap out of the way. And then let me try to straighten that out a little bit. All right, let's put that right there. Let me get this guy. Let me try to straighten this out. Let me cut the angle on this one. There we go. All right, let's get some PTFE tube. Trying to straighten this out as much as I can. The thing is, I still haven't figured out how to use the cutter. I'm trying to see where the blade, oh, the blade is a blade that goes along the bottom there. I wonder if I double it up, not double it up, but put the piece in there, then put another piece on top of it and press it down. It'll crimp it better. We'll try it anyway. That's what this is all about, right? Testing it out, see if it's going to work. Okay, let's see. Oops. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Come on, man. Okay. Put that guy over there. Oops, sorry about that. There, now that's good. All right. Let that cool down. Oh, shit. All right, well, we know it works. I'll have to perfect my technique. And I should probably have something set up so that once I do connect these two, I can then roll one onto the other. Because just trying to walk around with two things like this is going to be a pain in the ass. I still want to try to cut that though. Where's that white filament? Here it is. I'm going to try this one more time. We'll try to do the cut filament. I mean the junky filament that they send you. There we go. I've already got that cut at an angle. All right. Let's grab another two. Yeah, they give you 200 pieces of these things, so it's not like you're going to run out. Because I've only got maybe 1, 2, 3, maybe about 10 spools that I can do this to. Okay. On an angle, let's get it in there. Let's get this guy in here like that. Oh, that's a good one. Okay, oops. Slide this down a little bit. Okay. Nope, that didn't work. Okay, push it together. All right. Let me try it one more time. Let me get two pieces. Because you saw it. Oh, this is the one that I had just done too. The one that I did before. Wow. Yeah, that is really good. Let me try this same one again. Not that it's going to make a difference, but I still want to try the cutter. I want to, because you're supposed to be able, that's the whole purpose of these being consumables, so that you don't have to do that crazy thing with the spools. Okay, that looks good. Come on. Okay. That looks pretty good. God, you can barely even see the PTFE tube going underneath big uh my big microscope light here, or my big magnifying glass light here. All right, it's still kind of warm. I want to wait for it to cool all the way down. So let's try and put it in there and see what happens. We push it down in there. There we go. All right, it's supposed to cut it. I feel, oh, it did cut it and it broke it. Ah, anyway, you guys saw that it worked. I haven't got the cutter thing down yet, but I'm pretty sure I will. But amazingly, it does connect these guys really well. I was really surprised. Where's that other piece? Yeah, here's one that got connected. And I'm pulling on it pretty hard. So it does work, and there's not like a big blob on there or anything. Let's try it one more time. I want to try that cutter, man. I want to get that damn cutter to work. Okay. Let's get the tube in here. Okay, let's give it a little space. Now this guy's got to go in like this. There we go. Yeah, you don't push it too hard on either side. You just kind of apply light pressure on both sides of it. Yeah, and that works really good. So I think the trick is to let it cool down now. Let it cool down, then I'll try the cutter. So let me put you guys on pause and I'll bring you back. All right, so I think it's cooled down enough. You can see this is the same thing. So let's put it in here. I think you have to get it on either side like that. There we go. And I can see the cut in there. I guess if I was doing this for real, I would just get some tweezers to cut it off because I can see the cut. Yeah, the cut is definitely there. Okay, so yeah, I don't know if you guys can see this, but when I flatten this out, you can, yeah, you probably can't see that. But anyway, that one came out absolutely perfect. There's no nub or anything on that. That's wicked, man. So, in conclusion, if you're going to get this, it works, number one. Expect a really long shipping time, number two, but it does work. So I'm going to build myself a wooden jig that has, it's going to be a piece that goes up. It's going to be like a U shape with two dowels on each end. Put the reel on there. Oh, that's exactly how I can do it. Yeah, and make sure that it's low to the ground like this, so I can take the filament and run it over there like that, run it like that, and do it, cut, pick it off, and then just, yeah, I believe that's how it's going to work. So it does work. Again, I did not pay for this. They are not sponsoring this. PCB Way is sponsoring this. Thank you guys. You're great. PCB Way. If you guys want to get some good stuff from those guys, they do sheet metal fab, CNC, of course, 3D printing. They do things like this guy here, which is freaking unbelievably fantastic. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I know this was a little bit different video, but hey, ciao.
Thank you, PCBWay, for sponsoring this video.